Hello and welcome to Women in Retail Talks. I'm Christina Stidham, Digital Content Manager at the Women in Retail Leadership Circle. And today I'm joined by Lori Gilday, Founder and Chief Lifestyle Officer, and Jessica Gilday, Director of Marketing and PR at ThePureBag. ThePureBag is a line of hypermicrobial bags and accessories designed to keep you safe from germ exposure at the gym, as well as day-to-day activities and travel. Today we're talking about the story behind launching the company, how they're growing the brand, and a lot more. So Lori and Jessica, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thanks, Christina.
Thanks for having us.
So Lori, can you start us off by telling us the story behind why you founded the company?
Sure, Christina. So let me start saying I learned the danger of gym germs firsthand in the public domain. And other than a cold, I had never been sick in my life until the fall of 2016. So where was I? I was in a career in pharma. And my role at the time was a chief commercial officer for a biotech startup. And you know how it goes. You really get into your job, you work crazy long hours, and you start to neglect things that take care of yourself. So I had not been at the gym in several months, and I had a week coming up where I was going to be at home, going absolutely nowhere. And I thought that's the perfect time to hit the gym. So I did. And afterwards, of course I was sore, hadn't been there in a while. But within the week, my body swelled up. My symptoms accelerated really quickly, and each day it got worse and worse, and soon I wasn't even able to feed myself, shower, or get dressed. I couldn't work on my computer, and I could barely use my smartphone, and it was really painful. So this was a really traumatic experience. My friends helped me get to a host of specialty physicians. I was tested for things including MRIs, blood work, but nobody was able to figure out and diagnose the issue. They knew my muscle enzymes were critically high and that I was at risk of kidney failure because of it. Yet, because they didn't have a diagnosis, I was left untreated. And it just really was very frustrating and depressing, to say the least. Back to my professional life, at the time, I had been leading, as I said, a commercial business at my company, and they needed me back. They gave me 2 months. And unfortunately, I was now, I was about 2 months into this. No sign of hope on the landscape. And I get where they were going. They needed someone to help with the strategic leadership, but I needed to focus on my health and getting better again. So I continued to search and finally found a neuromuscular physician at Penn, and they ordered an IVIG infusion, which is immunoglobulin, and it did work. I was hooked up for a week at my home, and it kicked out the infection, which is great. So after 3 months after that gym workout, I was finally able to move, but I wasn't able to lift my arm. So I had to start 2 months of physical therapy at that point to regain my muscle strength. So going back, what was this that I had? And I reviewed the activities with my physicians back to that week when I became ill. And we have reason to believe it was my gym bag. Because when I walked through what I did, that was really the only place I went. And when I came home, I threw my clothes in the laundry. I jumped in the shower. I did all the right things. However, they asked me about if I had a gym towel or a water bottle. I said, yes, I did. They said, where'd you keep it? I said, in a gym bag. And so all of a sudden, the light bulbs were starting to go off because I brought that gym bag into my bedroom. Now, that gym bag had been sitting on a locker bench. It had been sitting on the floor of the gym. It had been sitting in the lobby. And I brought it to my bedroom. So when I got out of the shower, I pulled out my towel, my water bottle, and other items and touched my face. What I didn't realize at that time is that germs can actually hitchhike a ride in or on your bag and into your home or car or office for that matter. And when you touch it, you can actually transfer those germs to parts of your body and infect yourself. So when I was ready to go back to the gym, now that I'm starting to feel better, I decided I'm never dealing with this again. And I wanted to find an antimicrobial bag because I figured that would protect me. So I went online, searched for one. I could not find one. So I made my own. When I took it to the gym, people loved the look and were commenting on it and asking where I got it. And I shared the real story behind it. And when I told them what it was all about, they said, you really should sell these bags and help others. So soon after, the ThePureBag was born.
Wow, yeah, that is a crazy and amazing story. It's crazy that happened to you, but yeah, you've formed such a great thing out of it. And these products sound really, really innovative and super important for anyone who regularly goes to the gym or even commutes on public transportation. Like I'm on SEPTA every single day in Philadelphia, and I would love a little bit of protection from any of the number of germs that I could be encountering there. Could you explain how exactly those antimicrobial fabrics work?
Sure, Christina. So let's just start from germs. Germs come from people, they come from us. So any place that you're going to have a lot of people congregating, like gyms, public transportation, like you mentioned, there will be a lot of microbes. And microbes can live in surfaces from hours to months. So when you set your bag on a floor or on a surface touched by many people, like I did, these microbes can literally hitchhike and ride on your bag and into your car, home, or office, like I shared. And the same with the items you toss into your bag. So problems arise when bacteria gets into areas where they shouldn't be. For example, if strep and staph get under the skin through a cut through your eyes, they can cause infections and get serious. So what does the ThePureBag product do to prevent that? Our fabric is embedded with silver ion technology. This technology repels these microbes both inside and out. So what happens is when triggered by the presence of moisture, for example, in a bacterial cell, the silver ions are released from the fabric matrix. These silver ions attack the microbe cell wall, they disrupt their protein metabolism, and they actually break down the cell. This technology has been shown to control a wide range of microbes, including staph, MRSA, salmonella, and even E. coli. So that's what we have embedded into our fabric material. And that's what will provide that protection and that peace of mind as you go about your daily activities.
The technology in that fabric is so innovative. That's really cool. Jessica, you lead the marketing efforts for the brand. How are you spreading the message that people should be thinking about the germs that they're carrying around with them and sharing why they should be using the ThePureBag products?
So we are using and harnessing social media platforms to spread the word via Instagram and Facebook. We also have a blog page on our website. It's called Healthy Stories, Healthy Living. And on there, we feature numerous blogs on germs in our environment. So a lot of this is education, which we're able to funnel through social media, but also networking person to person in the community. Whenever I do events, it's an awesome opportunity to explain kind of what this is and why people can benefit and how people can benefit from it. So that's a key goal, is really providing the educational piece. Since my mom did mention this is a one-of-a-kind product, there's nothing like it on the market. So once we educate and create awareness of germs, that really helps to spread the message of what we're trying to do. And in this way, people can then take the appropriate steps to make a difference in their own lives and kind of get control back into how they're living. If you're going to work out, you want to stay healthy after your workout. That's kind of the whole point, right? So after we went through what she went through, which sounded very traumatizing, and I know that it was, we're doing the best we can to spread the word so that others can avoid these situations. And again, that's the silver embedded technology that helps to make this possible.
Yeah, that's critical that people will understand the difference between your product and just any old gym bag or yoga mat out there, is that you're really protecting them in the long run, not just during their workout, but after too. And I'm curious about your social media activity. Have you ever partnered with athletes who are online, or maybe yogis or other athletic influencers, to grow your brand through influencer marketing?
Yes, we are working with local influencers in both the Philadelphia and Denver markets. And in particular, one influencer we're working with is Mindful Jess, who has about 100,000 followers on Instagram. She's a national presence, and she's now a friend of mine. So it's kind of a cool thing how this started out more as a business relationship. She just loved our product, but now we're actually friends. And another thing that we're doing in partnering with organizations by paying it forward is collaborating with two. One is called Living Beyond Breast Cancer, and the other one is Clean Ocean Action. Both can be found on Charity Navigator. So we're donating a portion of our sales to both of these organizations from particularly our Eco Cinch bag. We understand that we're all in this together, and we want to do our part to make a difference in the people who support us in their lives and also in the health of our environment.
That's awesome. I didn't realize that you guys had that program. So is that with any purchase on the site, or only with certain products that people can look for?
It would just be for our Berry Eco Cinch bag for the breast cancer organization, Living Beyond Breast Cancer, and then Clean Ocean Action is the navy and aqua cinch bags that we have. So particularly those, we're really trying to divest plastic out of our landfills. So this is a great alternative option to that, is our Eco Cinch bags. washable and antimicrobial. You don't need to keep using plastic for it. So it's pretty awesome.
Right. And I should have probably asked this earlier in the episode, but can you give me a general overview of all the different kinds of products that you offer?
Sure. So we offer things for fitness, travel, and yoga. So we started off with our flagship item, which was the yoga mat bag that my mom was inspired to create after her experience, because yoga is an awesome modality to ease your joints back into movement again. So we started off with the yoga mat bag, and then she created this really intelligent mat wrap, which you would lie atop your mat post practice. That way, when you're wrapping your mat up, you're not wrapping the clean side that you just cleaned or didn't. Cough, cough, people that don't clean their mat. You're keeping it clean and separated from the floor. So that's a huge, I think, missing gap in the yoga world as far as gear is concerned. And then we also had a customer that said, we have all this sweaty yoga clothes. We want to put it in something. So that's where the Eco Cinch bag was born. And then beyond that, we have our portable zip pockets, which are ideal for your essentials, which could be for your phone or wallet, keys, makeup. Really, the sky's the limit, whatever you want to put in there. Everything inside and outside is antimicrobial, meant to defend against all 5 types of microorganisms, viruses, mold, bacteria, mildew, and fungus. And I feel like the other thing that I'm missing would be our eye pillow, which we just came out with. And that's an awesome, I keep using awesome because I really think everything is so awesome, but it's something that you can put on your eyes and you can wash the cover off of. So as you might have experienced in many yoga studios, it's just the eye pillow, and the only thing that could separate you from that would be a tissue. But in this way, you can just wash it when as needed.
And we have a Bennett bag.
Go ahead, Mom. Talk about the Bennett bag.
So the Bennett bag, we got a lot of requests from people saying, gee, we love what you guys are doing. However, I don't do yoga. What do you have for me? I would use it to take to work. I would use it for general fitness, and I would use it for travel. So we worked with a young designer and created the Bennett bag, named after that designer. And that's what we now offer as our all-purpose carry-on. And it's really taking off.
That's great. Yeah, you have a really wide variety of products that basically anybody looking for any sort of help protecting themselves at the gym could really find it all at ThePureBag. It's awesome. And I know you started online as an e-commerce brand. And Jessica, you had mentioned that the part of the education is really critical when you go to these events. So I wanted to ask you more about that, is if you ever host in-person shopping events, or maybe you host a pop-up shop or some sort of educational feature at physical stores so that your shoppers can shop with you in person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we do believe, again, to reiterate how important education is. So we definitely harness the face-to-face interaction aspect of our pop-ups that we host in various stores and retail spaces around, and events. So in addition to participating at Yoga Journal Live in New York City, the GoPro Games in Vail, and the PA Conference for Women, at those locations, we're really able to disseminate all of this information. We also partner online with Gaiam, and they're doing a great job at highlighting the benefits of our products through their website and through emails and newsletters. And we're currently exploring expanded opportunities and having conversations with retailers and large corporations alike. One of our biggest clients is Comcast. They really understand the value and of our products, and my mom was able to go in and actually meet with their employees and talk to them about who we are and what we do. And I think that just adds a huge value in terms of who we are as a company, being very transparent and being relatable and able to share our story. And then finally, we will be at the Pop Sugar Playland in New York City, which is coming up in June. And we'll also be at Be Well Phillies Boot Camp. So we have all this information constantly updated on our website, which is ThePureBag.com.
Great. Yeah, the person-to-person time with potential customers is so important, especially for a brand that's mostly online, for you to go out and have these events where you can connect with people. And congrats on Comcast. That's amazing.
Thanks.
So,
yeah, thank you.
How are you planning to expand and grow the company in the future? You already have so many products. You're doing all of these events. What's next?
Well, at the PureBag, we're a wellness brand and we're staying true to our mission. Our goal, as you've heard, is to help others and help the environment both stay healthy. And we're committed to providing a cleaner, safer, and more sustainable approach to fitness in everyday life with our bags and accessories. So to this point, what we're doing, number one, we're listening to our customers. Once people learn about our brand and the germ protection it provides, we're getting flooded with ideas and suggestions, which is great. We've captured this feedback, we're compiling lists, and we're prioritizing our product updates and new introductions for growth. So that's one avenue. The other one is we're staying on top of and we're keenly aware of market needs and trends, and we're providing solutions. So in addition to germ protection, as you heard us mention before, sustainability is a really important and growing factor for our customers. So our bags are considered slow fashion, meaning they're classic, they're durable, and they're intended to last for a very long time. So they won't be ending up in the landfill every year as someone wants to trade up for a new style. It's not that type of fashion. This is something more enduring. Number two, our Eco Cinch bag. It's good for you and it's good for our planet. This product, as we mentioned before, it not only provides germ and odor protection for items like sweaty clothes, smelly shoes, damp bathing suits, dirty gear, but it's reusable and it's washable. So it's designed to be used over and over, and it replaces single-use plastic bags, which, as you know, many states, cities are banning just literally every day here in this country. And last but not least, all of our products are manufactured in the United States, so that does help limit the carbon footprint and contributes to a healthier environment. So to answer your question, we're still very young and we're carefully planning out our growth opportunities. We believe that synergistic partnerships with companies that have aligned values will allow us to take our brand to a broader audience and continue to develop and grow.
Yeah, that sounds like a great plan for the future. And there's certainly a lot of room for growth, especially because activewear and this whole phenomenon of workouts really becoming a popular part of culture nowadays, and athleisure and all of these different things related to athletes and working out. There's definitely a lot of room for growth for you guys. So that's awesome. And I wanted to switch gears here at the end. For Women in Retail Leadership Circle, on Women in Retail Talks, we always like to ask people about leadership, entrepreneurship, starting your own business. So I wanted to know if either of you ever expected that you would be running a retail startup. And if not, or even if you did think this would be down the line for you, what would be your advice to other women thinking about starting their own company?
Well, I will say for both of us, we really did not. But you keep your knees bent because life throws curveballs at you. And it's really up to you on how you react and respond. And when this happened to me, that I became ill and then found this solution moving forward, Jessica and I chose to look at what is possible and what can be done and how can we help others. So our advice to others who are starting up and considering it would be courageous, follow your instincts. And one of the key lessons that we've learned is really surround yourself with people who believe in you and who push you to be better and do better. Because in this life and in this world, anything you do, it truly takes a tribe.
Yeah, definitely. Jessica, did you have anything that you wanted to add?
I second all of that. And I would also like to add that persistence is key. So if you hear a no, that doesn't mean that it's over yet. Just find other ways. If you really believe in your product and your vision is clear, just keep persisting and it will work out.
Fantastic advice. And one last question. What is it like for a mother-daughter team to work together? How is that?
Jess, go ahead.
Yeah, I get to talk to my mom every day. So even if there's nothing going on in my life, I still get to hear her voice because she's 2,000 miles away. So I think it's awesome for us. I think it's been really healthy for us. And I think it's great. Anytime I talk to people about it, they're like, oh, that's so cool. It's a unique trait that not many companies get to do this with their family. So I'm very grateful and thankful for this opportunity.
And from my viewpoint, I echo everything Jessica said because we do get to chat often and it keeps us definitely in close contact, which is great on a personal and professional basis. But I find also what's really valuable is I have a lens. I was in pharmaceuticals my entire career, and I had a different career path. Jessica has one that's different from me. She's a certified yoga instructor, and she has a whole completely different background. So when we look at opportunities, we look at them sometimes through different lenses, and it gives us the opportunity to explore these from different viewpoints. And then we can, from that point, vet it out and find the best path forward. So it's refreshing to have that and to be able to have these honest and direct conversations to find out and determine what's the best for our business.
Yeah, it sounds so fun. I would definitely love to work with my mom as well. It sounds like it's a really fun environment.
It is. Thank you.
Lori and Jessica, thank you so much for joining me on this episode of Women in Retail Talks.
Thank you, Christina. It's been fun.
Thanks for listening. For more information on this podcast, please check out our podcast channel page at womeninretail.com/podcast for show notes. Women in Retail Talks is available on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Stitcher, and Spotify. Make sure to subscribe on our podcast channel page as well. If you've enjoyed this episode, please take a few moments to rate and review. Thanks, and until next time, this has been Women in Retail Talks.